Yo, is it recording right now? Oh, shit, it is. What up, YouTube? This motherfucking that guy Ty and this guy Jai, you know?
You can't swear.
Alright, take two. Welcome, YouTube, to that guy Ty. This is that guy Jai. That doesn't make sense. Today, we're gonna be swapping diverter valves.
Yeah.
Right?
We got the DV Plus today, finally. I got it off some guy who had a B7 Avant, but you know, it's all the same because Volkswagen's a beautiful company and everything's interchangeable. Got it for 50 bucks. You usually go for about 300 Canadian, which is, I don't know how many freedom dollars. But we've got turbo flutter, so I've been looking around and talking to a couple people, and this is apparently going to be the thing to solve it. So we're going to go ahead and jack up the car, and same thing as my diverter valve upgrade or newest rendition install video, we're just going to be ripping that bad boy out, and we might actually use the one that's in the car as our base, as we did get a G version diverter valve with the DV Plus, but this one did come, like I said, came off of a B7, so it is a little bit outdated, and we'll see if the one that we have is actually a newer version. So
Very nice.
all right, so now with your wheel off, as per usual, you are gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually pull this fender liner out. So one here, and then all these guys along the bottom. And then there's a couple of Torx bits, if it'll focus, up here. And then that should give you a little bit more access to get in there and undo the diverter valve. All right, so I kind of lied. You don't really need to pull any of the fender liners off unless you have skinny arms like I do. You can kind of just run your arm up behind the brake caliper in between the drop links or the sway bar links. Put your hand up through there and then above the CV axle, and you can reach the diverter valve like that. And hopefully there's enough angle here. And just up through here like this. And then you get your 5mm Allen bolt head either on a, you can do it on a ratchet or just with a regular Allen key, undo that. And then once you have the diverter valve out, you can just unclip the bracket with it hanging loose, because you should be able to swing it out into the wheel well, come out from underneath the car, and then do it in the wheel well kind of over here. And then that should work. And so now with the diverter valve disconnected from the turbo, we've got it over here. And I've got my lovely assistant handing me a flathead to undo that connector. All right, so this is the diverter valve that came out of the A3. This is the most updated version. It's got the little cage and everything on it. So we're going to be using the one that I got, because this one doesn't have, like this part isn't removable. So we're gonna be using this. So we're gonna make sure everything's all nice and clean before we install it. And I'm gonna make sure all of this is good to go. And so if you're following this for an actual install with the diverter valve, there's just a part on the top of the diverter valve you just kind of pull off, and then it'll expose it with the factory piston, and you'll take all of the internals out, put the new spring that GFB provides with the diverter valve, their new piston, which is this guy, slap that on there, and that'll give you some nice spring tension. And then you're going to take this guy, which is going to have a little alignment hole on the bottom side, and then the screw hole. So you're going to align that with the little nipple that is on the diverter valve. And don't be afraid to give it a little push in. And it should kind of lock into place, and you shouldn't have to hold it together, and it should stay. And then you should be good to go. All right, so if you buy one of these things secondhand, and you don't have the bolts, or if you're looking for bolts because you've lost some. So here we have so this is a 5mm Allen head bolt, but the thread pitch is a M6 by 1.0, and then it's a 16mm shank. That's the factory one, and that's not long enough to fit on the factory, or sorry, the GFB, so you're gonna need to replace those only if you have the stock ones. This is an M6 by 1 with a 20mm shank, which is, as you can see, not long enough. So you're gonna wanna go and you're gonna wanna get M6 by 1.0 with a 25mm shank, which is the correct length for the diverter valve. You probably won't be able to find them in Allen bolts, so you're just gonna have to get them in a hex head. I got these from Home Depot, and I think they were like 30 cents Canadian each, so whatever that is in freedom dollars, really cheap. Might as well replace them. If you lose one, replace all three so that it's all the same when you take them out. Some pulls. All right, so I've noticed we haven't gotten rid of the turbo flutter, so it's still there. I don't know if you can hear that. In my previous video about doing the most updated version of the diverter valve, we had that screaming noise that I guess was the diverter valve design or something, because now when I'm in full boost, it don't make that noise anymore. No more screaming. So I guess in terms of the go fast bits, like the car definitely like feels faster, and Justin, who's behind the camera, can attest to that. Even just with doing the go fast bits diverter valve, we got rid of the screaming noise. It feels faster, so I guess it's not bleeding off as much boost because it has a stronger piston and a stronger spring now. But it just didn't get rid of the turbo flutter, so maybe that might have to do with the tune that I have and the diverter valve duty, so how much it actually like does anything with the tune. But other than that, that's about it for the install. Like I said, it's just the GFB DV Plus on A3 AP. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like the video, as per usual. I'll always say subscribe, as a lot of you that watch my videos still aren't subscribed. We hit the 500 subscriber mark a couple days ago, and we're still climbing nice and steady. So let's keep pumping that subscriber number up so that I can go ahead and buy our newest winter project, which I hope to find pretty soon here. But anyways, peace out guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Project, which I hope to find pretty soon here. But anyways, peace out guys, and I'll see you in the next video.